Trying to add those last few players to your team before Madden 21 drops. Avoid the packs, save the racks, use code CC now, 25% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here today. We got information on the yard, and this is exciting because we've only seen what was on Madden Mobile, which should give us a glimpse of some stuff. But we're gonna go. This is the trailer. Let's watch the trailer here first. It looks cool. Right, it looks cool. Let's watch this. It is 6v6. We see, I mean, lots of weird uniforms, fields around the world, very dope. Each field has its own rule set and stuff too, which adds some interest to it. Obviously, like the trick plays and stuff, you get to create your avatar, which we all knew about. Looks like they did some more mocaps on stuff. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Look at this. It is gonna be fun. Like it's exciting. That's exciting, right? It's definitely exciting. And then they had some more information here, which we can look at talking about the yard, right? So you're going to be able to create your own avatar. We all know that. You're going to be able to get gear. We know that. Again, this is going to transfer between Madden Mobile and console right there. And then they've got all these different locations, right? And so there's going to be 4 locations, at least that's what it says right here. Tailgate at Lambeau Field, which is really dope. Miami Port, Air Force Base hidden, and out in Germany, okay? So you'll see here, like each location has its own rules, draft options, and opponents. Since it is 6v6, but it's only 3v3 user, you're going to be, I assume, filling in the spots here. With certain players, right? Draft players from rival teams from Green Bay. Rules: play against the best of players from Green Bay, etc., etc. Here, right? Miami's rules set: match up against players from the Dolphins and use players that have ties to Florida with unique house rule that removes first downs, first goal scenarios, etc. Right? So a little bit different there, but they also put out a Gridiron Notes. Let's go look at that right now. So again, what we are seeing here and what we're going to be reading is about the yard and how what they were trying to do with it, give that backyard feel. Right, the non 11 on 11, more of a, call it a fun thing. Now we had similar with Superstar KO, but there's still too many people on the field. When Mutt brought in squads, again it was a hey, let's play with your friends. Too many people on the field for that. This could be where it's at. Honestly, creating your avatar is going to be a fun thing and cool. So we took about the gameplay here, right? Which looks. Some of it's interesting. The field is 80 yards by 40 yards like flag football. First downs are granted by passing the 20-yard markers. So again, it's about there's not first down markers, not every 10 yards, stuff like that. So we see some of the rules. You can do double passes behind the line of scrimmage. All passes are legal as many times as you want. They call it the double pass. Notice receiver and icons are always on in the yard. Once you pass the line of scrimmage, you can pass behind as often as you like. We added a one-timer mechanic that allows you to bat the ball in the air to another receiver, which is kind of something you've seen in person, not even this in flag football or backyard football. But again, cool little mechanic here. Laterals are always happen. You can lateral as often as you would like. They have special directives and animations to keep the play glowing. You can lateral out of a tackle. They have high risk, high reward, which makes sense. Right here, we can talk about the pass rush and pass timer. We all did this. Count how many Mississippis. 3? Is it 3? Is it 5? Is it 8? Well, that's essentially what we're getting here. Each location has a timer that dictates when the defense can pass rush, but also a pass timer that shows how much time you have to throw if you've not been rushed. Our standard is a 1-second pass rush and a 4-second pass timer. If you try to blitz too early, you run into a barrier that will stop your momentum. The quarterback holds on too long without passing, the play will be whistled dead. Finally, if you are blitzed, the timer goes away and you're free to scramble past the line of scrimmage, but you can't rush until the defense comes after you. That's literally the rules where we all played by, right? Another tool you have in the arsenal, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool to me, is the multi-snap. You use LT or L2 to bring up the prompt and press the button, and you can snap to any player on the field. Yes, yes, yes. Otherwise, you'll snap to normal to the quarterback. Be careful you snap to receiver lined up in the line of scrimmage against the DB. You won't have much time to drop back. Combined with new mechanics like the ball carrier skill stick and DB lock on, You have tools to create these moments. Be sure that you don't miss them. We've created a vast number of custom animations, behind the back passes, between the leg catches. Obviously, super cool stuff right here. Score in the yard. Touchdowns are worth 6 points, but score a touchdown with a double pass or lateral is bonus points. A 40-yard or more touchdown is worth an extra point. Interceptions are a point, and extra points are up to you. You can choose to go for 1, 2, or 3 to get progressively further away. Kicking is never an option. I love that idea. I love that. What does this mean if you get a context in the game? Well, if you get an interception behind midfield, did a couple of sweet laterals and went for a 3-point conversion, you've just scored 13 points on a single play plus the conversion. So, like KO, the yard is drive-based. Standard rules are a game gets 3 drives, so each possession matters. What you make of it will determine who wins. So you get 3 possessions there. If you end up in overtime, we use college overtime. Each team gets a drive. After 3 drives, each team gets single plays to score until 0 touchdown and a winner, right? So playbooks, again, of course, well, you got to call plays, right? The yard isn't about what play you start with, what play you create. They've created a single playbook for all teams. You'll have a limited number of custom design plays on both offense and defense. The goal here is to encourage you to create your own moments on the field by using the tools at your disposal to trick your opponent. Direct snap to your halfback, lateral to your quarterback, if there's a deep bomb, all sorts of stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing that and how these work out. We see some of the play art here. Oh, I like the play art. I like the play art, right? Prototypes, right? So now you know how to play the yard, but how do you want? That's where prototypes come in. They're based on NFL stars, past and present. They're models for your play style. You'll start off with a couple prototypes per position. Positions, you say? Yes, positions. Not normally how you think of them. The yard is Iron Man football, meaning you play both sides of the ball. And since not everyone can be quarterback at the beginning of the game, you'll select where you're going to line up on the field. Right? That makes sense. So we have it right here of how this is going to work. If you can be quarterback, strong safety, right? You can be middle linebacker and center. Wide receiver 1, cornerback 1, wide receiver 2, cornerback 2. Slot wide receiver would be a slot cornerback, and then halfback would be an outside linebacker. So your middle linebacker is calling your defensive plays, but it's gonna play center. So there's gonna be some interesting stuff there of how this is gonna work. Position will inform you how you want to play, but it doesn't mean you have to play that way. You could choose to line up at QB, but pick a wide receiver based prototype, where your best friend lines up on the outside with your QB, and your focus would be on behind the line passes or multi snaps, etc., etc., etc. So it looks here then like you're going to get skill points to upgrade speed, finesse, run and throw accuracy, catching, tackle, modifiers like that. There are abilities in the game here, as we can see here. There are 3 main components to each loadout: X factors, abilities, and skill points. Each prototype comes with a unique X factor you cannot change. X factors the unlock in the yard are different than standard Madden and more directly related to overall performance and specifics, right? The abilities, they grant you a few to start. You'll unlock more by leveling up. Of course, that makes sense. And you can do it with Face of the Franchise as well. Each prototype gets 2 superstar abilities. Cool, then there's skill points. Skill points are earned by leveling up. And you can use skill points to accentuate specific traits of your prototype. And then there's the modifier section. These denote intrinsic traits of your prototype. Green up arrow means they have max skills in that area, but if the arrow is down in red, you shouldn't expect much in that skill. Height and weight also dictate how big you will be on the field. Don't worry if you choose to make a 7 foot 300-pound behemoth. We'll make sure he takes up half the screen and all the menus. Right? Teammates and squads in the yard. This is what we're talking about. Once your team position and prototype are set, you'll see your team. In most games against the CPU, they will draft a team of superstars to join you. We randomly picked, etc. The yard also supports squad play. That means 1 to 3 players can join up and create team in the yard. However, like this, we've created special rules. Obviously, the players standing next to your avatar, those are the players that you will be able to control in the game. When you're playing by yourself, you'll be able to switch to any player on the field. They are your squad. In a duos game, you'll each control your own avatar. There's 2 NFL stars. In a trios game, you'll each control 1 other NFL star. In game, you will always start on your avatar, and your partner players will have a color indicator corresponding to them. So, right, so like you don't always have to be you. There's 6 people on the field. You can go between 2. Everyone else can go between 2, right? In certain events, you get to draft your teammates. Very cool. Picking your teammates. Why not go full 6v6 versus humans? Great question. This is what we wanted. They tried all sorts of combinations when prototyping. We arrived at a maximum of 3 humans controlling 6 players because it struck a great balance between focusing on your avatar and making sure as many players got to play as possible. Here's the pro tip. Try to upgrade prototypes for every position group on the field. That way, no matter where you end up, you get going there. There's a lot of information in here, guys. Now you know the field. Welcome to the Yard World Tour. At launch, we'll have 4 venues. Again, signifying they're probably going to add more. So we've seen those venues there. No problem right here. Gear and challenges. With over 2,000 individual pieces of gear at launch, more to come. Very cool that you're going to get to do that as you level up and all sort of that. When you're in game, the challenges and head-to-head events for each location are scored or more than just a win or loss. They have a minimum score they must achieve to earn ranking points. If you pass the minimum score, you will earn ranking points and unlock new gear and rewards, right? Over the course of the Madden season, we'll be launching new prototypes for you to level up. Cool. So that keeps us playing and active. New locations, new legends, icons, NFL stars, and all that. New gear. Again, that was long. It's exciting. There's a lot of information here. Once we get into this, it's obviously going to be a little more fun for us. But I'm really excited about playing with you guys on this. Legitimately. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys will join me in playing the Yard when Madden 21 does drop. You know what we're going to be streaming, right? Streaming some of this. So I appreciate you guys' time. Have a great one. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And I'm out. Peace.